While keeping in mind that HLVR is in very deep development and has been announced to be released, or at least a flagship VR title is shipping this year, let's talk about something else for a second. Back in late April, following a somewhat large Dota 2 update, some strings were found related to the Citadel, and initially I thought, oh, that's very interesting. HLVR might have a level that takes place on the Citadel. That could work. HLVR has been long rumored to be a Half-Life 2 prequel, so somehow sneaking into the Citadel could be somewhat interesting. However, upon further investigation, Citadel is actually an entirely different Source 2 project. If you open up the Source 2 SDK, which right now is just the destination tools, there are different projects that are in the game's files that Source 2 can be opened up to operate under. And one of them is HLVR, and another one is just called Citadel. In fact, the update that brought all these Citadel strings almost had no relation to HLVR. AI nav meshes, AI pathfinding, and first-person stealth. When opening the few Source 2 development tools that we currently have under this Citadel project name, allowing the player to generate a minimap that would appear on the top right corner of the player's screen. Keeping in mind that SteamVR Home and Dota 2 share a lot of the same code, and when one leak appears in a game, it usually appears in another, these Citadel strings have only ever been found in Dota 2. However, I didn't report on this because most people assumed this was an old, cancelled project that somehow got pushed forward. Until today, there was an unannounced low-level engine update for Dota 2, and within it were hundreds of things updated for Source 2 that have absolutely nothing to do with Dota 2. And for some reason, one of those files is a soundscape manifest. This is a text file that essentially initializes soundscapes to be played, and soundscapes are essentially just plain text files used to mix audio together to have atmospheric sounds in the background of a map. For some reason, this soundscape manifest file was updated to only initialize a single soundscape, which we don't have, called soundscapes_Citadel. Now, for Dota 2, soundscape files are not separated by level. Instead, they're separated by theme. So the only soundscapes you end up finding are related to Frostivus, or the International, or Dota 2 in general, and now Citadel. This is now the second time Citadel-related files and strings have been found in a newly updated Source 2 engine project. What exactly is this game? No idea. There is no real information to go off of. The only strings we have in relation to Citadel have to do with AI bot navigation, stealth, and a top-down minimap, all taking place only in the Dota 2 engine, an engine that has a top-down camera. I'm not going to be doing the normal Valve News Network thing. There isn't enough to go off of here, and I'm not going to be throwing up baseless speculation on what this game could be. However, it needs to be stressed this is a separate project in Source 2. The only other projects that exist are Dota 2, HLVR, and Left 4 Dead 3. Citadel is a new part of this list. Now, at the same time that we found this new reference to Citadel, we have more stuff in relation to HLVR, and this game has to be under crunch time, because I have it on very good authority that the Half-Life game that Valve has been developing for at least 3 years is the flagship VR game that Gabe Newell has doubled down on a few times, both at the Index press launch party and through email directly from community members. HLVR Combine Barrier Cell Spacing, Precipitation, Seen on Player Death Cancel, Seen on Player Death Do Nothing, Solved Foot, Solved Knee, Solved Thigh, Conformed Fingers, Default Idle Expression, HL Prop VR Hand, Nav Smooth Relax Use Time Steps, Particles, Combine Tech, Combine Filter Field Interpenetrate, FX Electric Spark, FX Metal Spark, FX Spark, Path Particle Rope, and of course, the Citadel Soundscape script. There are also massive updates to the Dota 2 tools in particular in relation to entities, NPCs, player behavior on both single-player and multiplayer games, and generally Source 2 becoming more and more feature complete for a Half-Life game. All of the strings, scripts, and files that I was able to find out of this latest Dota 2 engine update are going to be zipped up and put down in the description below. If you have any interpretation of what you are looking at, please let me know. My email is down in the description below. But this needs to be stressed. HLVR is very heavily in development, and we've known about it for at least 3 years. That has been confirmed through anonymous sources directly to me, and I know a lot of you are sick of hearing about anonymous sources, but it has been confirmed to me that the flagship VR title is the Half-Life game, and now we have this completely different game, codenamed Citadel, that has a lot of things related to stealth, AI pathfinding, and a top-view minimap. What is going on? If you want to follow up on all of the topics I cover in this channel in real time, check out my Twitter, link down below. It's at Valve News Network, no K. If you're confused about anything, if you have any questions, I'm very easily reached. My DMs are always open on Twitter, and my email is down in the description below. If you want to be able to support these videos, check out my Patreon page, link down in the description below, and thank you very much for watching. I'm Tyler McVicker, this is Valve News Network. Have a good day. Adios.
Don't push me over, don't push me over, don't push me over. Don't push me over, don't push me over, don't push me over. Don't push me over, don't push me over, don't push me over. Don't push me over, don't push me over.
Okay, now I'll speculate. I think Citadel is a stealth game. I think Citadel might be taking some cues from the canceled Half-Life Tactics, which was a top-down Half-Life RTS that was originally pitched to Valve as a Nintendo Switch exclusive title that was canceled sometime in 2017. This was also the same RTS that was reported by Andrew Reiner on the Game Informer article related to the many different canceled versions of Half-Life 3. I also think that Citadel is a very recent development. It seems very likely that Valve is starting to incentivize employees to publicly ship content as frequently as humanly possible. Valve went from doing nothing for months on end to doing something multiple times a week consistently for months now. Something happened internally, and now we are reaping the benefits of it, at least the very early benefits of it. It's all speculation, and that's why I saved it for the end of the video. Thanks, guys.